And also, what we are saying is a statement of fact.
And yes, it is a statement of political
fact.
Fact, yes.
Yes.
So all of them are facts.
Yeah.
And we are now in a conundrum. And I've said
there's no conundrum.
This
the law is
matters
clear.
of gender parity has not been effectively looked at across board. He has cited the composition of the Judicial Service.
And we've said there's nothing illegal about the constitution of the judiciary.
As the president of the Supreme Court, don't you think the vice president should also be a man?
Don't you think the vice president of Kenya should be a woman?
But then nobody has questioned.
Don't you think that the vice president of Kenya should be a woman?
Yes, either way.
Yeah.
So the thing is, there are gaps, there are items that have not been addressed.
Correct.
And it is a space
Let's deal with
that
the matter
exists.
in court.
But then the matter at hand,
yes,
any person who has received a judgment, whether against you or when it's against you, there is always an avenue to appeal, and you appeal with reasons.
Yes,
you appeal with reasons.
That point.
You don't just file for the sake. And therefore, this matter, it is still possible if the Attorney General advises that we can appeal because of sufficient reasons, it can be done. And if that appeal is done,
exactly,
the Court of Appeal will entertain it. And if parties don't agree at the Court of Appeal, then it moves to the Supreme Court. That's a fact.
But something about the political promise.
Yes, let me just, because what I'm trying to actually put across is the fact that you see, yes, what you're speaking is a fact.
Yes.
It's a fact of law.
It's a fact of law. We have to go through the process. We go through, the propriety of it until the end. But the question is, aren't we as Kenyan being caught up in this sort of a legislation or maybe legal process loop like what we had before? Yeah. Because even the next administration will use the same gimmicks, so to speak, and the courts
to circumvent the law
will take us through the same loop again, and this will be a vicious loop.
So let me...
Then how do we break this Gordian knot?
Okay, agreed. I see where you are coming from. But you see, the difference between you and me is that you're trained in journalism. I'm trained in the law. So for me, it's so easy to accept that this is not a final judgment. You are so easy to say it's a gimmick, it's a whatever.
No, I'm not.
That's what you're saying. Those are the words.
Those are words. You're not saying it's a final judgment.
Those are the words you're using, and I'm trying to tell you, you are in my space. Okay.
No.
Allow me to tell you the facts
of law,
and the facts are that the processes have not been exhausted, but there is the political question. So we separate the law and the politics. The political question is, did we promise as an administration that we will give 50% to the women? Is that on record? Like my colleague here has said, it is on record.
Very good.
Now, is it true that all the political promises that I give before I come into office, I am able to execute them? Now, when I am outside here, looking to be a president, looking to be a governor, it's so easy from the perspective of my county. Let me just say, for example, Tana River, we have a very huge burden of unsettled or unpaid bills, okay, that traders are asking. And the current governor has not been able to settle them. So if, let's say, I'm not running for governor, I'm running for Senate, but hypothetically, assuming that I'm running for governor, from outside, I'll be saying the first thing I will do, within the first 100 days, I will settle all those bills because our people are suffering and so on. Then you enter the county government, and then you realize even exchequer
relevant examples.
Exchequer releases are difficult. Even paying my own salary is difficult.
No, give relevant examples.
You come to the conclusion that, in fact, reality check will hit you. So the same thing can happen when you give a promise.
Senator, compare apples with apples.
Such that you are now in government. You've entered the space. Now you are now in charge. And let's say you promised, there are very many promises in terms of political division of positions. Maybe the person who gave you a political party, they joined the Kenya Kwanza. You told them, I'll give you 2 cabinet slots, I'll give you PSAs, I'll give you what? The other person, you told him, okay, you are now my deputy, I should give you this, we'll do this. But this region, we are not getting a deputy, you are giving us this, you are giving us that. I'm giving you the reasoning.
The reality,
now.
yeah.
The reality. And then, Northeastern, we say that, okay, we will get a Muslim. Coast, we say this and that. And so then we sit. Then I have NIS. Now I'm the president. I have the raw intelligence. This man is pushing for 3 slots, but when you do this, you're hurting this side. Yes, you gave a promise that you will do all the dams,
yes.
all these dams in Eastern Province. But when you do that, you're hurting the coast. So there are all these balancing promises. And I think when the reality check came, they were not able to do the 1/3, okay, to balance. Now the court has said, is it now possible? Now that's what I'm saying. There's a political and there's a legal path. If the political path, like if the president sits with his team now, with his advisors and everybody else, and they find it fit, then they will ask 2 guys to get out. Okay? But if they see that there is an issue, then the legal path is always available. So I think at the end of it, you cannot hold me to a promise. Before we got married, you promised me 3 children. Then we come into the marriage and I discover I'm impotent, Then you're still pushing me. Then, you're putting my life in a very difficult position. There's the reality and there's the aspiration. So what I'm saying is, now,
but
the legal and political,
the senator to get away
the legal and political must be given their own space.
Yes, but how then do we vote for you as Kenyans? Isn't it because of promissory notes? The pledges that you make.
But you're giving
those are pacts that you
senator,
give. So you cannot at the end of the day come and say that this